I'll just kind of kill these. It's a good way to regain life. But in either case, I mean, then the next game in the series, as far as, you know, games in this style go, you know, Harmony of Dissonance. I mean, frankly, I think it gets you know, it doesn't really deserve the, you know, the slander it usually gets. I mean, I thought it was a pretty solid game. In terms of feel, I would say that as far as the Game Boy Advance is concerned, it's probably the game that most closely mimics this game. Which, you know, to some people I think is a bad thing, but I mean, I would say that the feel was definitely there. The music was awful, but I mean, overall, I mean, I would say the game was pretty solid. I mean, sure, the layout of the map and everything like that, it was really inconvenient to backtrack and everything. It really wasn't really well laid out at all, but I mean, still, the game was definitely solid in my opinion. And then you've got stuff like the next game in the series, which was Aria of Sorrow, which, I mean, to each his own, but frankly, I thought the game was garbage, and I mean, I really don't feel that Soma should even really exist within the storyline. I really feel that he was just essentially a cop-out because they didn't fucking feel like fitting anyone else into the storyline. I mean, it's such a freaking mess, and I wouldn't blame him for not wanting to, but damn, why make a whole freaking character? It's like, yeah, you know, let's completely disregard the significance of the Battle of 1999 and, you know, just make it, you know, seem like it was for nothing. I mean, it's like this huge event where Dracula was finally apparently banished, like, or destroyed and whatnot, and, oh, well, what do you know, there's a new freaking guy coming along, what do you know? But, I mean, it was just, the problem I had with Aria of Sorrow is more so that the soul system, yeah, it's a cool, you know, concept, but I mean, the execution was just wrong. It was, you know, why the hell do you need, you know, souls to do some of the shit he has to do? I mean, you need a soul to sink in water. You know, what the hell is that? Now, granted, there were some more legitimate soul abilities. I'm gonna open up this part of it. I'm not actually gonna go all the way over because there's nothing that's actually blocked off over there. But yeah, I mean, it's like the soul system was just retarded. I mean, it just, I really don't understand the appeal of it. You know, you're always like switching between different souls to sink, swim, whatever, and you know, it really just struck me as tedious. I just couldn't stand the game. Oddly, I never actually died in the game either. I mean, the game is actually very easy, which is, I mean, despite how easy this game is, I mean, I still die in the game, so I just found it kind of funny that I never actually died in Aria of Sorrow. I've never actually seen Soma's death animation in that game. It was kind of funny, actually. Damn it. Fuck. Oh, you fucking asshole. Okay, whatever. Okay, what the fucking shit is going on here? I'm gonna try a different approach. Let's see what I've got here. Okay, don't have... damn it. Don't have quite enough MP. Oh, wow. I wouldn't have expected myself to die there. Oh, well. I'll just reload from the save point, which I thankfully just saved at. But, honestly, I'll probably die later in this, same area, actually. Although, again, I wasn't expecting it right there. There's a room right below the save point where I usually die. That's why I didn't go in there right away. But, in either case, yeah, I mean, Aria of Sorrow, I really don't understand the appeal to it. I mean, Soma's a complete fucking douche. I mean, I just really never liked Soma. Which is why, like, whenever I started playing, Harmony of Dissonance, I mean, not Harmony of Dissonance, Dawn of Sorrow, rather, for DS, you know, not that I had the same, like, feelings for that game as I did Aria of Sorrow. But I mean, it just it was still like more of the same essentially, and I mean, definitely not a bad game, but still tedious. Oddly, Dawn of Sorrow is probably the only game in the series that literally puts me to sleep. Like, I can just sit there playing it, and literally I'll get tired, so I have no fucking clue what the deal with that is, but, yeah, really not a fan of the game. And then there's, of course, Portrait of Ruin, which is the next one in the series. I mean, that's the reason I bought my DS, and I mean, I really wasn't, displeased with the game, by any stretch of the imagination. It was a really solid game. Really, the only gripe I had, I mean, I didn't feel that they took the cooperative aspect far enough with it. I mean, I thought that there's definitely a lot more potential there, but, I mean, still, the game was solid. Freaking final battle was epic in that game. Just fucking amazing. And then, of course, there's Order of Ecclesia, which I think kind of nailed the difficulty. I mean, the difficulty was just, like, perfect by default on Order of Ecclesia, but, I mean, the downside is the freaking drop system sucked. And, you know what, that's actually another gripe I kind of had about Circle of the Moon. I mean, the fucking drops sucked. It's like you're, like, practically halfway through the game, and you're getting the same goddamn drops that you were fucking getting at the beginning of the game. It's like, why? It's like, can I get any incentive to kill these enemies, please? But it was worse in Order of Ecclesia, though. I mean, you're trying to get some, 5-star rare item, and you learn that it's like a fucking thing of gold ore. It's like, no, I'm sorry, that's just fucking insulting. It's funny, though, because each of the games, I mean, each of the newer games, they just have these flaws just like the older ones did. I mean, it's kind of like, there was never destined to maybe be a perfect game. I mean, this game, Symphony of the Night, I mean, it's a little too easy, but, I mean, it does so many other things right. I mean, I would say really, the only thing working against this game is maybe its age. I mean, it still plays really well, but there are a lot of aspects to it that kind of need updated. Nothing major. It's just like the menus, like the left-hand thing. It's like, why the hell do that? Like, maybe just put in a use menu instead. You've got your, okay, these bitches are annoying. There we go. But, I mean, like the sort function in the menu kind of sucks. I mean, really, I think that they could maybe integrate the bestiary. Instead of actually putting it into the librarian's menu, why not put it into your menu? I mean, it's just stupid stuff like that that really just kind of strikes me as odd. But yeah, I mean, granted, keep in mind, this game was doing a lot of things, that, at the time were brand new. Granted, it did kind of blatantly rip off Metroid as far as its, map structure and everything like that, but, I mean, they did a damn good job of it. And, you probably might have known this if you've really been a fan of the game, but back there, that's the behemoth that was actually in Rondo, that actually chases you in one of the levels. Guess we have an idea as to what might have happened to him after he fell down there. I don't know. He's actually shown up in other games, though. Probably a different one. There we go. Now here is really in my opinion, the only useful cloak in the game. This is the blood cloak. The nice thing about this cloak is, whenever you get hit, you gain a number of hearts equal to your damage that you take. So, it can really come in handy. It can definitely, it's funny. I mean, I kind of think it almost along the same lines as, sort of like a desperation attack type thing in, like Fatal Fury game, or like I think it was Fatal Fury or like King of Fighters, one of the two. But basically, kind of think of it along the same lines where you're, you know, basically you're kind of getting rewarded, you know, for taking damage in a way. Not really quite that cut and dry, but kind of similar. I guess I'll eat some fucking cheese. It'll probably give me, like, I don't know. This is one thing that'll kind of piss you off about this game, too. It's like, oh, wow, I just got... Well, I guess that wasn't horrible. I mean, that'll at least make sure I don't, you know, get hit and die from someone throwing a fucking pebble at me or something. But in either case, yeah, but yeah, I mean, this really great game. Yeah, I don't really understand the flack it gets a lot of the time. I think a lot of people write off, you know, people's respect for this game is just nothing but, you know, blind nostalgia, and it's kind of sad, really.